This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Cedric Simonet, the CEO of Altona Rare Earths, following the announcement recently that the company raised $390,000 through a subscription, plus an additional $900,000 in two loan agreements, with a total there being raised of $1.29 million, or funds available to the company anyway. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Cedric. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, very well, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for your time. So you've raised this money, or you've got access to this money here. That's obviously quite a big milestone. Some of it's through placing, some of it's through loans. But how are you feeling that you've able to secure the funding that you perhaps need to move on with both Monte Mwambe and Botswana?
Well, I'm very happy. I won't hide it. It is very difficult to raise money in these markets, even if we are seeing things picking up a little bit. So definitely being able to raise almost 1.3 million pounds, especially with the help of a well-informed cornerstone investor who knows the mining industry, I'm very satisfied with this. You have to remember that last year we raised 2 million pounds in June. That's when we listed on the stock exchange. And I'm sure you remember the presentation, the use of proceeds as a prospectus and all this. And you will have seen that we have delivered everything we said we would deliver with this money, including the scoping study for Monte Mwambe, including the maiden resource estimate, getting our ownership of Monte Mwambe, our rare earth project, to 51%, starting the mining license application, starting some pre-feasibility study activities. So for us, it was very important to raise more funds to be able to continue, especially now that we have an expanded strategy. Mm-hmm. So I'm very, very happy with this fundraise.
Good to hear. I wonder, can you shed any more light on who the loan issuer is and their interest in the project?
Yes. So the main loan issuer is a company called Tracarta. It's a private investment company. I'm sure if you Google around, you will see that it's investing in also other AIM companies, AIM mining companies in particular. So someone who is trying to develop a portfolio of good assets, good projects in the mining industry in Africa. And so the total amount of the loan is 900,000. That's two different parties, including the main cornerstone investor. And this loan is repayable in October next year. But this loan comes with a package of warrants at 1.5p, 150% cover of 1.5p warrants. And these warrants will be used in priority to repay the loan. Okay. And of course, once loan is repaid, additional warrant exercise will be additional funds which will come in for the company. So we think that these warrants are going also to help increasing the amount of funds that will be available from these facilities in excess of the 1.29 million that we've raised.
Okay, so the loan should be repaid with the use of those warrants. I guess the trick is you've got to get that share price to the level.
Yes, exactly. But having funds available allows us to do this.
Okay.
Because obviously news are going to come from work that we will do in the field, both for Monte Mwambe and for the new copper projects. Yeah. So now we have everything we need to be able to get some news flow and get the share price up.
Okay, good to hear. Well, let's just talk about some of those plans then and how you're going to put those funds to use. As you say, you did the prospectus last year and you delivered on what you said you were going to deliver. You've got fresh funds now available. So let's talk about what you want to deliver with these. So let's start with Monte Mwambe here. What is going on? I know you say in the RNS that you want to progress the project. There are ongoing efforts to secure a strategic investor for the project. What stage have you got to get that to in order to get that strategic investor in, so that then you can I know we've spoken before, focus the main efforts of the company on the stock exchange, on the Botswanan assets, and let the Monte Mwambe project be kind of looked after and funded, if you like, by an investor. So how are you going to take it to that point where you can get that strategic investor on board?
Okay, so we are already at the point where we can get a strategic investor on board, and we are already talking to several parties. I've mentioned that in the past in different parts of the world, actually.
Okay.
And it's quite interesting. When we speak about a strategic investor, maybe I should explain a little bit further what exactly I mean by this. What we mean by a strategic investor is someone who has interest in the project because it is a rare earth project, and that person, that entity, that company, or possibly that governmental organization needs the product, needs the rare earths. So this is someone who is going to want to carry on with us until the moment the project is in production. And this will take several years. Obviously, it's a large project. If you remember the scoping study, the capex is close to $300 million. So it's a project that requires a long-term view. And this is what we are looking for with a strategic investor. It's a long-term view.
Okay. And you say you're in advanced discussions at the moment with potential people?
We are in discussion with several people. I wouldn't say advanced yet, but we are making progress. And the fact that we are talking to a wide range of different profiles, I would say, of organizations is very encouraging to me, because it shows that there are different entities in the world who are interested in rare earths for different reasons, who have different approaches, and that is better for us because it opens more possibilities to secure a strategic investor.
Okay. And do you think you have to take the project a little bit further down the development path before you'll secure more serious interest? I know you're still waiting on the metallurgy, aren't you? Those metallurgy results that will help inform perhaps the next exploration at Monte Mwambe.
Yes, there are a couple of priority activities which we have started to do since the beginning of this year, and that we will continue doing. And part of the money we raised will be used for this until we secure that strategic investor. So, as you said, that includes the metallurgy. It's very important. The metallurgy of rare earth projects, not just Monte Mwambe, but all rare earth projects, is typically complex, and it's different from one project to the other. So that's something on which we are putting a lot of attention. And I'm hoping to be able to announce some results about this within the next couple of months. The other thing which is quite important is to secure the mining concession. It's also something that I have mentioned in the past. In Mozambique, you can get your mining license, your mining concession a little bit early in the process of your project. So we applied for a mining license in December last year, which is being processed. And this is one of the areas of focus for Monte Mwambe right now, securing the mining license, and behind that, securing the land rights, which you need to be able to operate on a mining license.
Okay, good. So we can expect to hear some developments from Monte Mwambe, yes, in the next couple of months perhaps. But let's talk about Botswana then, your new projects there. You say in the RNS there that, of course, the funds will be used to help complete the Sasana and Kabomopo project in Botswana there. Okay, yeah. So how are you getting on with securing those acquisitions?
Okay, so yes, as part of the use of proceeds for this fundraise are going to be to complete the acquisition of Sesana, which is in Botswana, and Kabompo, which is in Zambia. These are both copper projects. So we're making good progress on this, and I'm expecting there will be some announcements soon with respect to the progress on these matters. And a large part, actually, the largest part of the funds we've raised is going to be spent on now starting working on the ground at Sesana in Botswana. And I'm particularly excited by this project. As you know, I'm a geologist, and I find the geology of the Kalahari copper belt fascinating. It's a new copper province. It has been explored seriously for only the past 20 years, and some mines have been put into production over the past few years. So it's a very new province, lots of new things to discover. And the geology of the copper deposit is very, very well constrained and understood. And the geophysical methods to locate these deposits, geophysical and geochemical, are also well understood. So when you start exploration there, and as you know, we've hired someone called Dave Catterall as a consultant who has a lot of experience doing exploration in the Kalahari Copper Belt. Expecting that we should have drilling targets by October, and if everything goes right, that we should be able to start drilling actually before the end of this year.
Okay, good. So what work is going on at the minute then to sort of generate those targets?
So for the moment, we are planning the work program. There are also some community and environmental matters which have to be addressed before you can start some work on the ground, of course. So we've initiated these actions, and I'm hoping that within about a month, we will start to have actual exploration ongoing at Sesano.
Okay. Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to when you can announce that and we can perhaps do a bit of a more deeper look into those exploration plans and understand that project a bit more, with it being obviously very new to the company. But thank you very much for your time today, Cedric Simonet, the CEO of Altona Rare Earths, and I'm looking forward to following perhaps a more active exploration and activities with the company now you've got the access to those funds.
Thank you, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.